Hey, Internet. Our prodigal daughter has returned. Alicia Malone has returned from her 10-day quest in Austin, Texas from the South by Southwest Film Festival. She's here to break things down with us. How you doing? Welcome home.
Very tired.
I bet.
Oh my gosh, it was the first time that I've been at that film festival for the entire duration. Oh, my poor body.
Ugh.
It's brutal, but fun, of course. I'll never complain about that.
Well, after we get through with this, you get a nap.
Yay!
Sounds good?
Sounds
we pay
great.
her naps. We don't actually pay her real money. So for, like, in kind of like one sentence to sort of sum up for folks that don't know, like, what exactly is South by Southwest?
So it is both a festival and a convention, and it covers film, music, and interactive all in one. And the thing that's great about the film portion is that it covers both the big, buzzy titles like Baby Driver or Atomic Blonde, and also really, really tiny indies. So it's my heaven.
So if I'm lucky enough to be the guy that made Baby Driver, or if I'm just like trying to get like a personal project shown, like why do I want to have a movie at South by?
It's definitely a badge of honor if you get chosen to be part of South by Southwest. And I think it's really important to start the buzz because of all the reporters who are there. People like me, people like Jacqueline from Black Girl Nerds. Like, we all talk about the films, tweet about them, review them. Variety's there and Hollywood Reporter too. So it's really a good launching pad for both new filmmakers and then for established filmmakers, because once you're there, everyone's so excited to be there that it creates a really nice atmosphere
It's
for
like a
your
nice
movie.
positive vibe. Yeah.
Very positive.
That's how deals get made. Everybody's feeling really, really good.
Exactly.
So you got to see a lot of big movies, smaller movies. I know that Atomic Blonde was screened. I'm assuming that you got to see that.
Yes, I did. So
Let's talk Atomic Blonde because I'm excited about it.
yeah, so it's the director of John Wick, the
David
first
Leitch,
co-director. He's going to be doing Deadpool as well. And this stars Charlize Theron. I like to call it John Wick with a chick.
John Chick.
John Chick or Joan Wick.
Chick. Joan Wick.
Joan Wick,
Yeah, I like Joan Wick.
So it very much has that vibe, but it's set in the 80s. It's set in Berlin right before the wall comes down. She plays an agent who is in charge of protecting a Stasi defector who is played by James McAvoy. Great cast. The action is incredible. There is one moment that is all in one take in the hallway. It's in the trailer. That's the standout moment for me. In the end, it is a little bit of style over substance. It's not really, her character isn't that well developed. As far as a female character, she's pretty much just got male characteristics to her. She's just got high heels on.
She's Charlize Theron.
Yeah, exactly. But she's great. I mean, she kicks butt, and the soundtrack is awesome. It was a great place to premiere it, and the vibe was really good. I just wish it had a bit more to the story.
Sure, but definitely still worth a watch.
Absolutely. It's fun.
Speaking of what I'm assuming is going to be worth a watch, you got to see Baby Driver.
Yeah. It's really the hit of the festival. I'm sure you're hearing a lot from South by Southwest.
Yeah, you lit the way you just like kind of lit up is kind of the way everybody's been talking about this. So this is, you know, his Edgar Wright's first movie since the Cornetto trilogy and Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so, and also his first movie, apart from his very, very first movie, that he has completely written and directed himself. And he had this idea for 22 years. So I was saying it's a
long time to sit on an idea.
Exactly. It's longer than his lead actor, Ansel Elgort, has been alive for.
That's
just
amazing.
to put that in perspective. And it's about a getaway driver who has tinnitus, so he has that buzzing in his ear. So he drowns it out with music. And the cool thing is then they use the music to score the action. So he actually worked with a choreographer as well as a stunt choreographer to make all the action fit the music perfectly, which is really fun to watch with a crowd. It was the perfect movie to play at South by Southwest. Everyone was going nuts.
I bet.
It's basically like a huge music video. Feels like Edgar Wright, but at the same time, it feels completely new because it has less of the comedy and it's more of an action thriller.
Yeah, it's definitely sort of him pushing himself.
Yeah.
A lot. I mean, just like looking at that trailer again, that movie looks absolutely
That trailer
insane.
is brilliant. I think it doesn't give away anything, gives you that vibe of how the movie is edited, and it's really fun to watch
I feel
it.
so badly that when I first heard that name, I kept confusing it with Boss Baby. I will live with that
Very different
mistake for the rest of my life. So What were some of the festival? Obviously, Baby Driver was a big one, but what were some of the other festival favorites?
Well, some of the festival favorites include ones that I'd seen at a lot of buzz for at Sundance, but I didn't actually get to see it there.
Okay.
So I couldn't wait to check out The Big Sick and also Patty Cakes. Now, The Big Sick is written by Kamal Nanjiani along with his wife, Emily Gordon, and it tells the true story of how they met, but then also fictionalizes it at the same time. It's like a romantic comedy, very, very funny, has a lot of heart to it as well, and that's going to be one that I think the audience will love, just to show you what South by Southwest is like. You know, Elijah Wood was in the audience because he really wanted to see that. Then you have Patty Cakes, which was a huge hit at Sundance. This is definitely coming out to theatres, and it is a hip-hop, almost a musical. It's about this young girl who's an aspiring rapper. She's overweight, she's white, she lives in New Jersey, she's constantly bullied, but she's a really good rapper. So as well as having some great music and some funny moments, it has a lot of a strong message about not letting your people who bully you, you know, take you away from your dream, to keep going with your dream, stand up for yourself, and really find who you are and who your identity is. So I thought that was really nice. And it's interesting with what we were saying about the festival bubble, because you also have films like The Disaster Artist,
right,
which went so well in the screening. Everyone was going crazy for this.
Yeah, people walked out of that online just like... Franco was walking on water. That's the movie based on the making of The Room.
Exactly.
Tommy Wiseau's beautiful hit.
And he was there, Tommy Wiseau, as well, which is interesting.
Of course. Was he selling his underwear?
He was, yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
He's selling his Tommy underwear. And it tells the story of, like the making of The Room. And apparently James Franco was in character the entire time when he shot it. All the reviews have been fantastic, but I am a bit dubious of people calling it an Oscar winner so far. I could be wrong, but I just felt there within the madness, it was really heightened because it was at South by Southwest.
Sure, you meet somebody at a party, you think they're great, and then you like maybe meet for lunch a few days later, and you're like, you're kind of boring.
Exactly. I'm so interested to see like where that goes, if it continues, and if it does really well. And you also have Life played there as well, right at the end of the festival. This is the Alien movie, and it is definitely an Alien movie, exactly the same as Alien.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, but pretty much the same plot as Alien, about this team aboard the International Space Station with future husband Jake Gyllenhaal, along with Ryan Reynolds.
How are you guys doing, by the way?
Well, I got to speak with him, so
good.
I feel like,
That's nice.
with each 4-minute interview, I get a little bit closer.
Yeah, it's just so cool how you guys instantly connect.
I'm up to 32 minutes now. It's a great relationship over 6 years. Unfortunately, Life is a little bit generic. It's really well made, and it's fun to watch while you're there. I know the crowd really enjoyed it while they were at the festival, but in terms of having something unique or different to say about Alien movies, it doesn't really do that, but it's scary. It had me on the edge of the seat.
And, you got to be supportive for the spouse.
Yeah, I got to support my man.
Totally get that. No, I totally get that. So you saw... I think the scientific word would be like a lot of movies. Like a crap load of movies. Like what's sort of a day like at this festival? It's
extremely exhausting, and it feels so stupid to say that because obviously I'm so privileged that I get to be there. I love it. At the same time, it's like you're running on fumes because I wake up probably at about 7 a.m., maybe even earlier, to prepare for interviews that day. First screening's usually at 10 or 11. I have interviews in between. I moderated some Q&As at premieres, did some Facebook Lives. So you can do up to like 5 or 6 interviews in a day. You have to be really prepared for, plus 3 or 4 screenings, sometimes a midnight screening, sometimes an after party. And then you go to sleep 3 hours and wake up and do it all again. And this is all on like fumes of margaritas and tacos.
I feel like I'd be frustrated if I was a filmmaker there and I got like a 9 a.m. or a 10 a.m. slot.
Yeah.
Is that rougher for audiences too?
A lot of people don't turn up to the sort of 10 a.m., 11 a.m. on the Sunday morning, after the big weekend. But the good thing about South by is they do play films several times. So you can catch them at a later time, and that's great.
Good, yeah. You're not stuck with that sad AM spot. So it wouldn't be like a film festival without some really like cool kind of like smaller indie projects, which I know obviously that's your thing, that's your bread and butter.
That's my jam.
That is your peanut butter and jam.
Yep.
So what are sort of I'm trying to continue the sandwich metaphor. It's not working. What movies did you like, for a lack of a clever way to say it?
I dined out on these movies. I
Crusts
love
removed.
Yeah. Small Town Crime was one of my favorites that I saw at South by Southwest. This stars John Hawkes and Octavia Spencer and Robert Forster. And it's a kind of like a Coen Brothers gritty thriller, very funny as well. And that's such a hard balance to make it scary and funny at the same time. Flesh and Blood was my favorite film that I saw at South by Southwest. I really hope this picks up distribution because it's a tiny movie. Mark Webber stars in it and directed it. He was in Scott Pilgrim versus the World. He's an actor as well as a director, and it's a mixture between a documentary and a narrative film because he has his mother and his brother and real people in the movie playing versions of themselves but telling their true stories. So I found that I was able to really empathize with the characters because it felt like it was coming from a really true place. So it hit me hard, that one. And then finally a film called Lucky, which stars Harry Dean Stanton, who is just a legend, an icon, and this would play really well as a double feature with Paris, Texas, which is a great film if people haven't seen it, by Wim Wenders. But
with Ed Begley Jr. too, who is very funny dude.
So that one is like a Western, but just brilliantly done with Harry Dean in the lead role. And David Lynch is in the film too.
That's kind of awesome, actually.
It's very awesome.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Hopefully we see that.
Dude, thank you so much for breaking these down with us. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I think you've earned a nap. Any sort of overall thoughts about South by, or...
It's so much fun. I mean, I do complain about being tired, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's just the most fun place to be in Austin.
Yeah.
Eating great food and seeing amazing movies, big and small.
Go get some sleep.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alicia. Internet, we want to know, did Alicia sell you on any of these? What movies from South by are you most into seeing? Let us know in the comments, and remember to be nice. It's Dalton's #1 rule. Click over here for some more internet videos. Subscribe to Screen Junkies News. We'll see you later.